my God, the Nick Mate is in. Christ, how would you look like that? You go to Festival Place. I'm the best. I'm the most shredded one in there. Welcome back to Confessions of a PT. This week we are going to be talking about male fitness influencers, the rise of, and we'll no doubt probably touch on some male body dysmorphia as well, which is a very close linked topic. I'm here with my good friend, Mr. James McCallion. How you doing?
How you doing, Mr. Matt Cow? Good to see you as always.
Good man. Now, I'm going to throw this over to you first, because some people may be familiar with the name Andy Elliott. He's one of the big... he spends a lot of time in Dubai, but big American. I think he started in car sales originally, but big kind of name on social media. Does a lot of mentoring, does a lot of these kind of communities and sales workshops and things. I know your paths crossed with him very recently.
Yeah, so recently travelling to Dubai, we met him at TKM Fit, just randomly in the gym, one of the nicest guys as well. I think you get people that have their perception on social media to like real life. He's very real and cutthroat though. I really like him personally. I think he can come across as very abrupt because he stands out from like the norm. And I think this is what he tries to encourage people about having standards, and his standards are so extreme, but he talks a lot about people just being dead between the ears, dead between the eyes, like just following like that zombie mentality, and just to basically wake up. And it's very powerful because his objection handling in sales, honestly, I've never seen anything like it. The way he says you can never let the prospect get off like the phone or in person because it's your duty. If you know deep down you can help them. And I just think the guy's class. The only thing I did disagree with him recently was, obviously he loves his family, which is amazing, but the most recent one, I don't even see it, was two daughters, like showing off their six packs to like a group of obviously like men in that. And I get the idea behind it, be like kids can have standards in that, but I just think I'm going to say my classic saying now, the world that we live in, he got like abused for that high, and I can sort of see why. It's like, do you want to be showing off your like 7 and 9 year old girls on stage with like crop tops and six? That was a big L for him, I think. But I love what he stands for with just like driving standards. Yeah,
I agree. I suppose you get to a certain level of kind of fame, and it's like, what's the next thing I can do? What's the next thing I can do? And at some point, you eventually over-egg it. I think that was probably a little bit of the case of that there.
Yeah.
Because look, perfect use of the words. The world we live in. You know, we do live in quite a strange world. You know, some people may, take umbrage and all sorts of different opinions on that. He stands out to me as well because there was one I watched where he's talking to this guy and he's like, I can see your eyes, you're not really here, you're on your phone for hours a day, I can tell that without even, and it's just kind of like, yes, I know you're right about that guy, and people don't pull people up on that the way that people are just in this autopilot shell of just distractions, just kind of like unconsciously like derping through life, and anyone that kind of calls that out always really resonates with me because I'm like, thank fuck someone else that sort of sees it as well, and the more of that the better. It's kind of like you have high standards. He's got himself in great nick, and he's never going to do too much of that to that side of it to offend me. All he's going to offend is the people that are addicted to their bricks, big old rubber ring bellies full of undigested food, that can't actually do anything. So like he's, in that there in many ways not his target market. He's not looking to help everyone. He's looking to help the winners.
Yeah. But one thing I absolutely love what he said, he was like, the hardest thing in life is to tell the truth. And then when you think about that, whatever sort of area you're looking in, whether it's like your partner might be putting on a little bit of weight, us with clients, it's like, just call them out on it. It's just like, it'll be okay, keep trying. And we just cuddle like everyone in like all aspects of life because people do not like the truth. And what he says, I remember his wife called him out with the energy that he put into his work. And she was like, I want that, Andy. Like, where is that at home? And it's fucking true because you can see where it come from. And he was just, like I said, all his energy was going into work. His health and fitness was taking a toll. He was working late, not training, eating shit. And to have someone call you out, you don't like it because it's like you can take it as a personal attack, but with every action that's happened, there's a reaction. You can either choose to be like, oh my God, I hate you. It's not obviously going to rub you up the wrong way, but it's like, wow, what are you going to do to react and take it as like a constructive criticism and from a place of love because they actually care about you, or I hate this person, I don't want to speak it there because you don't like tough love.
I mean, social media has made people almost like celebrity status now. These people that influencers
Even
and that kind of thing.
sometimes, mate,
Look
yeah.
at people like Andrew Tate and that kind of thing. They're worshipped. They're like the film stars of like almost like the Marlon Brando, like James Dean days. They're like and there's that guy, is it Ashton Hall, that had the morning routine that went completely viral. I mean, yeah, it's I did, and this is almost perfectly sourced. From what I understand, he is being sued for coaching inquiries that people have paid him money to coach him and he's not getting back to them, he's not delivering the goods and that kind of thing. And it's like people, their halo effect of just someone that's got that many views and is in the limelight like that. It's like, is he the best coach for you? He's charging 10 times what everyone else is. People are throwing money at him and he's just cruising around Dubai in a Lambo, like popping them, message you back once a month. There you go. And but people want to be a part of that kind of world. And I think if that motivates people to take action and start doing banana peel on the face and dipping their face.
He gets called out for he gets called out for the time stamp. So on it, have you seen it?
It's like 3:58.
3 minutes. But it's that perception of social media. People see that and they're just like, oh, it's amazing how fast that type of reel can travel, and then everyone changes. You know what I mean? The power of like that influence is mental because now everyone's doing a morning routine and you just see it like trending all over, and like he said, it's most of the world as well with everyone that's got social media.
The thing is, what's good but simultaneously bad about it is it's perfect content. It's so watchable, it consumes you. He's got the I think it was Dr. Mike Israel, whatever his name is, called him out for only brushing his teeth for 1 minute when it should be 2 or something like, but like there's this it is very, very watchable, but you could easily just be like, whoa, vicariously live like through his life of just kind of put together this really oh my God, look, he's running with a bulldog off a lead, oh, he's just jumped into a pool, oh my God, now he's doing this. And it's like, well, what are you actually doing? When was the last time you did a burpee? You're just sat watching matey on the phone. Like and that is what's dangerous about it, because it gets it's attractive to watch, and it kind of it encapsulates what you want from that algorithmic kind of effect of keep you interested, but like you just end up watching that all day and then having a Ashton, you're 28% body fat, but you got an Ashton Hall photo on your wall.
Oh my God, that's killed me. Oh, I can't breathe.
I started laughing there before it actually made the joke.
I was seeing how quickly you sped up to finish that sentence. And you're already smacking the wall. Oh, that's so funny.
My mum used to say you shouldn't laugh at your own jokes. They're obviously not that funny if you're the only one that's laughing.
I always laugh at your jokes, mate. But it's the same. It's Mark Wahlberg, isn't it? He's got another one. He gets up at 3
something, like 2:15 or something like that. Like,
it's just whether or not I believe it, but again, it's people are so easily influenced with that sort of stuff, and then we touch on the male dysmorphia side of it. With most of these, I'd probably say 90% of them are all taking some form of performance enhancing drug or steroid. I mean, if you look at the Liver King that come out, and that was like you had an army of people on his side screaming natty. When that was like the most obvious case of anabolic steroids I've ever seen in my life. The guy was like a walking vein. Like I've never seen someone so it's like an angry
and it was
penis.
like, it's just organ meats that's doing this. It's like, mate, no one looks like you, so like it's something different. I mean that's a big thing. That really is a big thing, because it's in our nature to compare ourselves to others. We know that, and that is literally amplified times a million with social media. And I truly believe 90% of male body dysmorphia would just diminish if guys like Mike O'Hearn, Ross Dickinson, even though I like him, Mike Thurston, would just, The Rock for sure, just come out and said, I take this. This is what I do. I still do an ice bath. I'm still up early. I still train hard, but I take this. And it would just be... It would take away a lot of the negative sides of the comparison, and it would give guys like us a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say encouragement.
Maybe.
Yeah, to an extent, but like it could, because it's, even if you don't want to, you compare your relative status to others. You cannot help it. That is in your biology to do that. And if you are seeing people that are nailing their colours to the mast, I am not on gear, and they're 6% lower body fat than you, 10 kilos lean more muscle than you, and you feel like you haven't eaten a Mars bar in weeks, you're really, really training hard, you're doing everything right, it is disheartening, you know, because I am never going to do steroids.
But I think...
It's different worlds we're in.
I think, just to interrupt on the steroid thing as well, like physically they will look a lot better than you, but I think when you look at the effects of what steroids does with like recovery, training intensity, all of that, to be able to do more, I think that's always overlooked with steroids, rather than you just look better with more testosterone. So but I completely agree, mate, and it's a very slippery slope with that, but they're never going to do it because the money that they make from it. And like The Rock's getting bigger, better
as he's getting older, into his 50s.
Like your testosterone levels. That's why I do like James Smith, who's just come out with being on TRT. And he's completely open, like he's done a whole YouTube on it, and that's good, because he's always been open about steroid abuse as well, and I think that's why he's very relatable to a lot of other people, rather than just like lying and being dishonest with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because it's like, I remember when I was about 15, 16, could barely afford it, I'd go to the WH Smith to look at the Flex magazine, and this other big lump was sort of like the atlas for a bloody bicep on there, and you're just looking through and thinking like, they're just drinking these funny coloured powders. It's another protein shake advert. Branch chain amino acids. What's that? Tropical flavour. And it's like, from cover to cover, there is not one mention of steroids, but every single person in the thing is juiced up to the gills. And it's just kind of like, there's almost like this hidden language being communicated that it's like, wink, like... You know, you're part of the club. What do you mean the club? It's like, you don't know. A bit like when you find out wrestling's not real.
Mate, my heart. I was just about to come on to wrestling, because that was my obsession.
But it's the same kind of thing that, like, just kind of like, you mean there was this thing the whole time that I wasn't privy to?
I still don't believe it's not real to this day, mate.
No, I know, it makes me furious to think about. But, like, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, and all the time you've got people who are easily manipulated with marketing and supplements produced in factories. It doesn't make any sense to be, they're all on 1,500 quid's worth of gearing each month, but they often take this orange crush drink now and again on a Monday. Like, you're not going to say that. It's going to be like, you want big muscles, this.
Mate, every month without fail with the Men's Health magazine, whatever supplements I was told to get in there, I was spending a fortune. It was like everything, because of that perception. I was like, that's all he's taking. Like, I'm going to look like that. And then I'd look in the mirror like a month later and be like, nothing's happened. I just need to take double the dose. And I said 2 grams of creatine, you know what I'm saying?
And then that's when you get the people that fall out of love with the gym, because they're like,
sold a lie.
This doesn't work for me. You know, the bar in their mind is high because they're used to seeing all these guys, these fake natties. So the bar in their mind is so high that by contrast, they're then thinking, okay, I'm not really doing anything. This is futile. This isn't working. I'm going to give up. And that's sad. Whereas if they just laid the foundations brick by brick and kept going, they'd have a really kind of successful quote-unquote career of being in good shape. But when they're constantly looking at Mike O'Hearn, who's natty, you haven't got a chance.
But that is like, when we look at what does the average body look like, I mean, I've been abused on TikTok for years. Like, I think I'm in good shape. Don't think I'm in incredible shape. But compared to the Mike O'Hearns, all of these people, it's such a magnified level. And whatever he says compared to whatever I say will be taken at a pinch of salt, just because I look the way I do.
Yeah,
even though
absolutely.
I'm probably even more educated than some of these people. With like the money I've spent in like education and stuff, but just because he's probably like 20, 30 kilos heavier than me, roided out of his head, it's like, no, he knows what he's on about. And it's just, and you take it at face value, don't you? Which is what social media is all about.
Absolutely. And you're probably a better coach than him as well, because you actually understand people's journey. You haven't just built a career off just being jacked, and you know how it works with your dosage of what you're taking. And yes, you train pretty hard, but you just can't. I mean, look, everyone's got to make a living and that kind of thing, but I feel like transparency will win, and I'd love us to go full circle back from all these inflated, roided up, filtered up, AI enhanced physiques back to kind of what actually is, because you look on your Instagram and it's like, my God, the Nick Mate is in. Christ, how would you look like that? You go to Festival Place, I'm the most shredded one in there. You know, and it's like, but you could easily think.
But you think that Instagram is probably what 1% of the population, but you're just
1% of the 1%.
You're consumed to thinking that's like normal, and then obviously where you feel you're so inadequate to that standard is like, that's so true. That's powerful. That's really good.
I mean, yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll come back to this topic. It features largely on this channel. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Catch you in the next episode really soon. Thanks for watching.